All right. So good afternoon, everybody. Just waiting on some people to come in. Let me see if I tag in. Guest request. I am just starting my blog tonight, inviting some people in. If there's anybody who wants to join, you are welcome. So, tonight I'm following up from last week's blog about my journey with chronic kidney disease. Here to answer any questions that anyone might have, and to go over a couple things. So if you're new to my page, my name is Angel D7. That is what I'm known by on Facebook. I think TikTok, it is just Angela _1. I am starting my blog, my journey on CKD, chronic kidney disease. Okay, so if you come across my live, stop in and say hello. Why don't you? Just to say hey. So let's see here. All right, so I'm going to get started. So last week I discussed and talked about how what chronic kidney disease is, how it works, and what we can do to avoid chronic kidney disease. So I'm here for any questions that you might have in terms of what it is and how it works. Any questions that you might have. So I do want to this week talk about peritoneal dialysis and what it is and how it works. So I am currently a peritoneal dialysis patient for about, I've only been on it for about maybe 3 weeks, and so far so good. Some of the common myths and concerns that a lot of people might have are things like, I think the biggest concern is infection, washing your hands properly, using sanitizer properly. And, a lot of times people say, well, anyone could, they should know how to wash their hands properly, sanitize properly. However, some people just don't do it the way that they train you to do. So I was trained on how to do PD. So for peritoneal dialysis, I was trained by a great group of nurses, say about 3 nurses, who I was able to ask any questions I might have, so that when I do get home and I'm all by myself and I'm working with the machine, they were able to answer all my questions, so that when I get home, I don't have to worry about, well, what is this or what is that? They've already answered my questions. So tonight I want to mention, just get a little further in depth into the peritoneal journey. Anyone that has chronic kidney disease, I do want to, just hopefully you'll stop in, share your story with us and your journey, even if it's before dialysis. A lot of people wait to dialysis to be concerned about someone. If you have anyone in your life that has CKD, chronic kidney disease, whether it's level 1, 2, 3, 4, unfortunately 5, check on them. Just check on them. Be concerned about them. It is a really it's a big journey. It's a lot that takes place in your body whenever you have that type of condition. And I don't want to never underplay it. It's not something to just underplay and just say, oh, well, they have it, they'll be all right. Sometimes people think about when they have diabetes or they have a high blood pressure. Oh, they got it, they'll be okay. There's a lot going on in your body, and sometimes you just need someone to care enough to listen to your woes, So tonight I'm going to show you a couple things. So the first step, as I mentioned, in peritoneal dialysis is being sanitizing everything. Your hands need a sterile environment, as close to a sterile environment as possible. Okay, with the sterile environment, we're speaking about one of the things is making sure you wash your hands properly. Normally, I wash my hands for 60 seconds with lather. Okay, are there certain soaps you need? No, some people say use the anti-bacterial soap like Dial. You can use Dial, but they prefer you to use hand soap. Why, you say? Why would they prefer you to use hand soap over bar soap? I'll tell you. Bar soap, when we wash our hands with it and we set it down, and sometimes if you don't have the right little rack so that your soap can drain, there's a little film that comes around the soap right here. And when you get ready to use the soap, that's actually germs around the soap. So they prefer you not to use bar soap. They prefer you to use hand soap. That way you don't have those extra germs from the Dial. If you didn't know that, I didn't know it either. I thought it's soap. It must be clean, right? Even when you set it down and it has a little pool of, it must be clean. It's soap, right? No, it's a difference. So if you're not draining it, like this one right here is drained, and it is, there's no film, there's no germs on it, right? I've used it. I use it for my hands. So, but I make sure to put it on top of a little rack so that it can dry without all of the germs. Okay. So yes, use your hand your hand soap to wash your hands. When you wash your hands, do not turn off the faucet with your hands. You wash your hands, lather, and do this right here. You do this, you wash your hands. Some people just don't even know how to wash their hands. They do this right here. I think about 10, 20 seconds and they rinse them and they're good. No. 60 seconds, a minute, wash, 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 wash. I don't know if you need to sing the happy birthday song. That's what they recommend. Sing it. Don't touch the knob on your sink first. First, get a paper towel, dry your hands, use the paper towel to turn off the faucet. Then your hands are sanitized. They're clean. Okay? So the biggest part of peritoneal dialysis is being sanitary. As much to a sterile environment as possible. I want to answer any questions that anyone might have about peritoneal dialysis, because there's a lot of myths out there. They talk about the getting infections. I know that some people say, well, sometimes I know people who have gotten a lot of infections from it, and it wasn't a good option for them. Well, that's where a good teacher comes in at to teach you how to do it in a way that you would not get an infection. So again, first step, sanitize hands, front, back, sanitize your hands. The second thing I want to show you, I have, with my treatment, of course, I do have a storage room where I have to store all of my precious, all of my supplies. So I want to show you my supply room. This is all the supplies that come with having peritoneal dialysis. Here we go. So, if you hear a noise on my phone, that's my cookie camera. This is act kind of weird. But these are the supplies that we have. These are all boxes. All of these are boxes of solution for the machine. All of those. And it goes all the way down to the floor. And these are all of the solution boxes here for manual drains, manuals. Okay. And these are cartridges. And I'll get into that later, but this is my actual, my storage. I also have to have, this is for my manual treatment. If I ever have to do a manual, this is what I have to use for a manual. So we got 2 times that I would use these products now. I mean, these supplies. One would be if I need to do a manual exchange. Manual would be without the machine. When would I ever use a manual? Manual treatments for PD or peritoneal dialysis is for when I'm traveling, or if there's a hurricane or any type of terrible storm and it's knocked the power out, but I still need to have treatment. That's a big concern for a lot of people also. Like what happens when you don't have the machine? We're not 100% dependent on the machine. We can do manuals anytime. If I just felt like doing manuals, I can. I don't have to do the machine. So that's what it looks like. Okay. Now, I want to show you, I don't know how much I can show you. I'm going to be on here for about another 15 minutes. Today, let's talk about from the beginning. Let's talk about the surgery in order to put the catheter in. Okay. So when you are have made a decision with your nephrologist to go ahead and accept peritoneal dialysis as your choice of treatment, your nephrologist will schedule an appointment for you to meet with the surgeon. The surgeon then he doesn't take very much time with you at all. He's just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to insert a catheter into your abdominal area to your peritoneum. And that particular catheter is what you're going to use for dialysis. That's all the surgeon does. His responsibility ends there. His responsibility is just to get it in there. And then that's where your dialysis unit will take over for training you on how to use it and setting you up. And your nephrologist will monitor. So once you get home from the hospital, it's an outpatient procedure. You go in same day, you come out. Is it painful? That's a big question that I've gotten. Is it painful? It is painful. Not unbearable pain, but it is painful. Just like any surgery, there's a hole where there's not supposed to be one, right? Do they give you medication? Sure. I don't take harsh medications, though. I don't take any. I know people say, well, if I'm in pain, I'm going to take medicines. That's fine. Now, listen, It's your choice. I just don't take like Tramadol and all that stuff. I don't take all of that. Give me a Tylenol, 500 milligrams, and I'm fine. So that's what I took. I took Tylenol. I came home, rested for about, I would say, about a good week. I was, walking very slow, unable to do a whole lot. Got into the next week. It got a little easier, a little better. Pain started subsiding and going away. And then after the initial, about that 2 weeks, then I started feeling a lot better. Then after that, I was in training, learning, how to, use this catheter with the machine and manuals. Nephrologist followed me to make sure that the catheter was working fine, working properly. And that's it. Once I got to the dialysis unit, they began to train me on peritoneal dialysis. And from there, I was sent home after about 2 weeks with the training, which I got deliveries of all of these supplies, and ended up, they bring you out the machine. So to know what the machine looks like, and I'm going to show you guys now this is what the machine, see a moment, sorry. So this is the machine. I'm sorry, I've got a call trying to come through. But this is the machine here. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is the machine here. This screen right here tells you everything that you need to know, a step by step. I do have some supplies down here. I do use gloves as another method of protection as I am doing my treatment. Ooh, shoot. Of course, I've got sanitizer, gloves. I've got the activist. That's another solution. And things of that nature. And of course, we have more supplies. So yeah, just common supplies, sanitizer, wipes, different things. I've got to keep the I've got to keep the area clean and sanitized. That I'm for the catheter, where the catheter goes into my body. I got to keep that clean and sanitized, changing the bandages every day. And I usually do that all in one once I take my shower. Then, go ahead and do that. It sits on top of this here. I can tell you, this is where the bag heats, warms up. And that's the machine. So with that machine, I'm able to go ahead and do my treatment. And that's pretty much all. So I do want to walk you through one day, showing you how this whole thing, put it all together. If you have any questions, you're welcome to inbox me at Angel D7, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. If you're in CKD 12345 and you had some questions for me, please don't hesitate to drop it in my messenger. But otherwise, I am thriving. I am doing well on my treatment journey, and I am just looking to get better and better. So some things that, some myths or some things, concerns that people have, let's see. They want to know if it's a lot to do, if it takes a long time. What type of situation is it? So it does not take a long time to does not take a long time to set up. The actual time that it takes to set up the machine is about 15 minutes. Once you are connected to the machine, it takes about 7 hours for my prescription. Now, someone else's might be different. Someone might have 9, 10 hours or whatever. Mine is 7 hours to be on the machine, and I do 3 rounds of the solution. So that I do it while I sleep. So is it that simple? Yes and no. So while I sleep, yes, it is very convenient. I doze right on off. I go to sleep, and I'm good. Now, you may hear a term called drain pain. That is when the solution is to be drained from your abdomen. And there's sometimes what they call drain pain. This drain pain is not like pain, like terrible, excruciating pain that you might have. It's actually a little pinch. It's like as if something is you're drinking out of a straw, and you come down to the last end of the fluid that is in the straw, and you try and get the fluid out. There's nothing there, right? So that straw, that sip, it'll still try to find it, and that's where the machine is trying to find more fluid, but the fluid is done. So they've got a system for that as well. So, but for the most part, goes pretty smoothly. Wake up in the morning, I'm refreshed. I'm not tired. I'm not overly tired. They do treat my anemia, which they give me iron while I'm there, so that iron can help with my anemia to boost it back up, because you know that your kidneys stop making red blood cells. Because of that, most people that are on dialysis become anemic, or a lot of people who have CKD, chronic kidney disease, become anemic because their kidneys is no longer producing red blood cells like they're supposed to. So it's good if you are having problems with your kidney. They also check your hemoglobin to verify that if you're having that type of problem as well, and if you are, to get it treated as quickly as possible, because it will make you feel exceptionally tired, and it makes you feel as if you don't really want to do a whole lot, and it does affect your day-to-day working, going to do any extracurricular activities, even exercising. You really don't have the energy to go and do like you would like to do. So it's not people who have anemia, just anemia alone. It's not that they're lazy. You know, a lot of times people will label you and say, oh, you're just lazy. You just don't want to do anything. That is not correct. If someone is having trouble with anemia or anything of that nature, they do not feel their best, and they are being affected by their condition. So give them a break. Go buy them some fruit. Go buy them some vegetables. If you just want to help somebody who is experiencing trouble with low iron, the hemoglobin low, anemia, you know, that type of area, go get them something healthy to eat, you know, and that'll help them, you know, if you really want to help. But if you don't, you're just being nosy. Touch your nose. But yeah. So this is my blog for this week. I apologize for the interruption for tonight, but I plan to be back on Thursday at 6 to do my next blog. I want to thank you for everyone that watches my journey, and I'm hoping to give you some more information on again, the machine that I use, how to use it, you know, some other terms that we use, but I believe that's where I am. So I've got about another 2 minutes. If there is anyone that has any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be happy to have a discussion with you at any time. But this is my journey with this condition. I am happy that I know what my condition is. I know what I need, and I know what I need to do to take care of myself. That's what I'm happy about. A lot of times whenever you're sick and you're going through, you don't even know what your condition is. It's a scary time when you're waiting for results and you're waiting to see what it is that I have going on with myself. It is not a good feeling. So I understand those who are out there still going through battling and trying to find out, like, what is going on? Why am I so tired? Why am I lethargic? Why don't I, why can't I work like I was working before? Just get your tests done. Check with your doctors. Keep your results. Ask for your results every time. Don't just think that they're for the doctors, they're for you as well. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want to thank you all for watching. You all take care and have a great night. God bless you.